over time as we age, it stops the process of autophagy in the dermal fibroblast that does produce collagen. So when you're doing dry fasting, that enhances autophagy significantly. So it can not only help with the aspect with really stopping that process as we age by decreasing our autophagy, it can increase those levels by producing more collagen to get us younger skin and more tight skin, especially when we're doing dry fasting. Hey, what's up fasters? Dr. LeGrand here for another fasting video. So today we're going to talk about how dry fasting can tighten loose skin, or just tighten our skin. Over the years, there has been a growing increase, especially in the United States, of obesity. And with this happening, there's lots of people that have more and more issues with cardiovascular, diabetes, and so some people take very extreme measures for losing weight and also to kind of reverse a lot of the other kind of downfalls when it comes to being obese, such as cardiovascular and also diabetes. So they'll take extreme measures of things such as like a gastric bypass surgery, something that will have you lose a significant amount of weight in a very short amount of time frame. And with that comes the unappealing loose skin. Or if anybody does do an extreme type of diet, can lose a lot of excess amount of weight and have to deal with this very loose skin. Becomes a very unappealing thing for people, and it can be very detrimental. It's just because they lost all this weight, now they have to deal with this loose skin. So I want to kind of talk about, is it possible to use dry fasting to be able to tighten loose skin? And so we'll dive into that right now. Now, many people have claimed that autophagy has helped with loose skin. So in this video, we're going to discuss if those claims uphold, especially through dry fasting. With multiple claims that dry fasting is the new thing to be able to tighten your skin and look younger, and is a new way to reducing calories to be able to not only lose the weight but also tighten your skin, is definitely something that a lot of people look at, and something we definitely want to dive in to understand how the skin works, especially through a dry fasting, and that's what we're going to cover as well. Now, studies have shown that both intermittent fasting and dry fasting does reduce fat cells, specifically visceral fat cells, which is probably actually the most dangerous types of fat cells that we can accumulate over time. So by reducing that, there's definitely a lot of research and studies out there that do hold up those claims when it comes to dry fasting and intermittent fasting. When it comes to loose skin, we need to dive a little deeper to seeing how fasting works, and that brings us to autophagy. Now, why I say autophagy? Because dry fasting does really increase autophagy, even more so than water fasting, because of the aspect of what's going on in the body's physiology. So to provide a better overview of loose skin, we need to look at a particular study. A study that was done in Japan. A group of scientists found as we start to age, it disrupts the process of autophagy in the dermal fibroblasts of our skin, which can be very detrimental over time, because that's what really kind of starts getting us more wrinkly, more saggy skin when autophagy is disrupted, especially within the dermal fibroblasts. Now, these fibroblasts are very critical for the production of collagen, which collagen is what keeps our skin very tight, young looking, and so obviously when people who deal with loose skin will have issues with this, where their collagen production will start decreasing, especially as we age. In another study in Korea, they found that over time, as we do age, more waste products start to build up and accumulate, which also can be very detrimental to our skin as well. So this is a reason why our skin starts to sag and start to loosen as we age, because of the accumulation of a lot of waste products over time as we age, but also specifically if we start to lose a significant amount of weight, it doesn't uphold because of a lot of the waste products, but also the collagen that we're not producing enough as we age as well. So why am I talking about these specific things? Like I said before, we need to understand, why does our skin get saggy? Why does it start to get more wrinkly? And then of course, as we age, we just find that parts of our body, it's just very loose skin, and it's very hard to kind of bring that back. So remember when I talked about autophagy? So autophagy actually can start to eliminate a lot of these aspects, these culprits, as we do age. For example, the waste products that do accumulate over time that we found in that study I talked about before, autophagy can start eliminating that. Now, the other beauty thing about this, remember how I talked about in that other study, the Japanese study, where over time as we age, it stops the process of autophagy in the dermal fibroblast that does produce collagen. So when you're doing dry fasting, that enhances autophagy significantly. So it can not only help with the aspect with really stopping that process as we age by decreasing our autophagy, it can increase those levels by producing more collagen to get us younger skin and more tight skin, especially when we're doing dry fasting. The other thing to note about dry fasting, or even just fasting in general, is it can also stimulate stem cells in our body. So stem cells is what is really helpful for regeneration for any aspect. So that could be for skin, muscle, joints. Anytime there's issue with that, fasting can definitely enhance our stem cells, increase those levels. So certainly that can help with also loose skin. And that's why dry fasting can help with tightening skin. Now, as far as how extreme, really this does depend on each person, because if you're somebody that's, pretty obese and lost a significant amount of weight, you can get some tightened skin. Now, as far as getting it back to normal, it's really hard to say. A lot of extreme cases I haven't seen with fasting per se to bring it all the way back to normal. But if you are somebody that has experienced this, please leave that in the comment section below. I know the community, and I would appreciate just to kind of, if you've experienced by using fasting of tightening your loose skin as you lose a significant amount of weight. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, this is Dr. LeGrand, and if you have not subscribed to our channel yet, we talk about all different fasting videos every Tuesday and Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And you go ahead and click this button right here to subscribe. And if you want to understand more of how autophagy can help with loose skin, I dive a little bit more deeper into more research. You can click on that video right here. And if you want to know more about other fasting videos, go ahead and check out this playlist right here. And as always, next time we're actually going to talk about, probably not next time, but one of my coming up videos, we're going to talk about the physiology behind dry fasting. So make sure to subscribe to stay tuned for that video, and until next time, I will see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye.